after a 10-year-old boy was killed by a plastic bullet in West Belfast, comments appearing to mock his death have emerged. They were revealed during Stephen Geddis' inquest, and they came from the army.
Speaking exclusively to UTV, members of Stephen's family say they're sickened. Our correspondent Sharon O'Neill reports.
Stephen Geddis loved cowboys. This 10-year-old full of adventure, full of life. But that life was cruelly cut short, his adventure ending before it really began.
If you are on the streets,
here on the streets of West Belfast, close to his own home. This schoolboy, the first victim of a plastic bullet. A new inquest, already very revealing. This is where Stephen suddenly fell to the ground back in 1975. The area has changed a lot. The famous Divis Flats complex is long gone. As you can imagine, there was a lot going on back then. That August night, there was a barricade here and a large group of youths. Stephen was playing football and came over to see what all the commotion was about. Then he was hit. But now, disturbing new revelations about what the army wrote about this boy after his death. And it was in an operational brief about what happened. The scribbled words, comfortable, exclamation mark, in his coffin, followed by another exclamation mark.
I'm really disgusted, and it actually sort of more or less reaffirms my beliefs. Back in the 70s, where we came from, the people were just treated like that, and that's how they thought we were to start, and didn't care anything about us whatsoever.
This emerging during the questioning of a former soldier, the most senior military person to give evidence. It was contained in a summary, drawn up of events from the previous day, from Army headquarters, the 39th Infantry Brigade. That former soldier in charge of the unit deployed here back then, he said he was not privy to that information at a higher level, and therefore could not help identify the person who wrote that comment. A barrister then read that comment out, and he was then asked did he not think it was a despicable act. His reply, in what way? He then appeared to read it from documents in front of him, looked up and said, it's not something I condone.
The investigation as well and described these witnesses as anti-British and their evidence is tainted. So I think we've got a clear indication this week of the lack of investigation of this death and the reason why this inquest has been so important to uncover more information for the family, because to date they have not had a proper investigation of the circumstances of his death.
My father unfortunately died before we got to this stage, but he always hoped that one day we would get truth and we would get an inquest that was meaningful and meant something. And we're at this stage now. There's 3 brothers left, and my mother's, who's very old, she's able to see this happening as well.
Brothers shocked and horrified by this revelation, but it has made them even more determined to pursue the truth. Sharon O'Neill, UTV Live.